In this video, I'm going to attempt a repair in a knit cardigan. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm happy to have you here. If you enjoy this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. So I have a cardigan that has been done and worn several times. This is my Helen cardigan that was in the spring 2024 issue of Cast On magazine. I'll link to it below. And only recently I realized while wearing it that there is a boo-boo in the ribbing down at the bottom front. Let me show you what this looks like, and then I'm going to attempt to repair it. So here's the ribbing, and it's the front ribbing right by the buttonholes. And I looked down and I noticed this little blip. And at first I thought maybe it had gotten snagged, but actually what happened was I accidentally knit 2 rows together. So I evidently dropped my needle down when I was purling across and purled the row below together with the proper row. And so I have this little blip. So what I'm going to do is find, I'm going to take the upper row that's been worked into the row below, and I'm going to cut that one stitch. So right there, I'm going to cut that stitch and unravel just this one row. And I think I'm going to unravel to this knit stitch and this knit stitch. I can't go too far because my button band is picked up over here and I don't want to unravel to the selvage. So I'll go just these 3 purl stitches and a knit stitch on either side. And then I luckily have some more yarn that I can use, and I will graft a new row in place, fixing this boo-boo. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I don't ruin my sweater that I love wearing. And yeah, so let's proceed. What I'm going to do is get a couple of DPNs so that I can pick up the stitches on top and bottom while I cut away, and then probably grab, yeah, so I think just a couple DPNs should do it. So I have, I think, a couple zeros so that they're much thinner. I'm going to unbutton the front here. So I just have all right, so this is the stitch I want to cut. And that's, luckily it's the center stitch in this set of 3 purl stitches. So I'm going to find just that center purl, eek, and cut it. Ah. Okay, and then grab my DPNs, and I'm going to undo that stitch there. All right, so this stitch should have gone into that stitch. So I'm going to pull that stitch up as a, no, that's as a knit. I need to pull it up as a purl. So let me get the yarn to the front and scoop that strand without splitting. Okay, so there's that stitch. Hopefully you can see that. So there was a strand across that hadn't been worked because it was it got dropped when I knit into or purled into the row below. So now I've got that stitch where it should be, and then I will get the next stitch over, unwork that one. So, and the loops on the top haven't been revealed yet as live stitches. So there's one right there. It's still being anchored by this thread. So I'm going to just get the third stitch on the bottom first. So I'm going to scoop it like that. It's twisted, but I want to. Okay, then I can get it mounted correctly. Now that I have it. All right, so I have my 3 pearls on the bottom. Now I can get my 2 stitches that will be here on the top here, and undo that one, and this one, undo this one. Okay, so I have 2 on the top, 2 loops on the top, and 3 loops on the bottom. All right. Looking pretty good. I'm actually thinking I might just do those and not go into the knit column. These tails are very short. They're going to be difficult to weave in, but I have some tricks up my sleeve for that. Well, maybe I will. So I will go over. Find the knit stitch. So let me that half stitch here and right here. And go like that. Okay, then that gives me a little bit more of a tail to weave in later. So I have my knit stitch and the associated loops above. And so then let me work across. There. Get that right there. So that's mounted backwards for the time being. Shall move that from there. And get this knit stitch here. Let me reverse the mount here. There we go. And one more loop. Right here. Okay. There we go. So there's that tail. Pull that to the back. There we go. All right, so I've got a knit stitch, 3 purls, another knit, and I have my loops on the 2, so I need one more loop on this other side. I think I have that. Those. And so do I have? Okay, yes. So I have both bottoms of this knit column, both bottoms of this knit column, and then the bottoms of these purls here. Drop. All right. So that will be my repair, like so. I have some more yarn, leftover yarn, so I'm going to get a nice long piece and thread it on a tapestry needle. And so this is just a graft, basically. So what I want to do is come up out of the center of the column below, and I'm going to leave the tail in the front, and you leave a nice long tail, and then I can weave it in later. And so here are the 2 legs of the stitch column above. Try to get these like so. That one's mounted with the left leg in front, and this one's mounted with the right leg in front. So that's actually the position I need to make a knit stitch here. And go back into the center of that one. Well, now we are doing a purl column. So I want to make that knit stitch nice and snug. There we go. Okay, so for these purls, I need to come from the front into the center. And then I need to find right there is the loop. That's the half stitch to the side. And then here is that stitch, and then come from behind to finish. That one. Yep. Okay, then I come from the front out of the center of that one, and then that half, and then down into the center of the next one, and then up out of the center of that one. Like so. I will tighten these later. So that one's done. Up. All right, get this. This is split. I think I split the yarn here. Let's see. Okay, yep. All right, so go down into the center of that one. I'm gonna drop it off that needle and then come up out of the center of that one. So that's my 3 pearls. I think that's looking right. Yep. And now I'm at my knit, so I need to come up out of the center of that one and find my 2 legs. So the other one's right there and right there. 2 legs of the at the bottom of that knit column, and then down into the center. I'm going to keep that tail up top for the time being. Okay, so that's the rough repair. I want to make sure think that's looking right. So I want to tighten these from the center out and work my way over to my knit stitch. And then snug here. What do I think? I think so. It might have been easier to do the repair from this wrong side, but well, let's see. Something looks I'd done something wrong there. So let me redo. Okay. So want to be in the side of that one, like that. And here. And then here. Like so, I think that's better. And we still have something twisted right here. Okay, let me undo the whole thing. Something right there is not right. So this and this and this. This. Okay, this is a process. I think I have dropped a loop. Let's see if we can. Let's see. Oh, wait, I needed to go back in here. There. There. Okay. Then here. And here. And then here. That looks better. Okay, that's more like it. All right. All right, I'm happier with that. Okay, so we're going to snug these up then. Like so. Give that row below, the tension in that row below a little more even. And that looks pretty good. All right, so I'm going to loosen that up just a little bit. Match that tension. That side looks pretty good. I think that looks pretty good. All right, so I'm going to poke this tail to the back. And then poke this tail to the back. And there's our repair right there. So I'm going to flip it to the wrong side and weave these tails. So I want to crisscross. What I'm going to do is poke the eye of my needle down where I want that smaller tail to go. Thread it through. Well, try. Okay, what I'm going to do is find my little latch tool. All right, I have this latch tool. So I'm going to thread the latch tool through the loop I want. Snag that. Like so, and pull it through. Okay, so that one is in the direction it would have been coming from. And now my new tail, go over, crisscross, right, just there at the base. And then snug them up. Now do the same thing over here. This tail needs to go where the new tail is. So I'm going to push my latch hook through that, grab the loop, pull it up. Like so. Take my new tail across to the other side, snug just a little, turn it to the wrong side, make sure the tension is good. It's right there. There's a little bit of a blip in the purl columns where I did my repair, but nothing like the original mistake. And with blocking, I think that'll look good. So I'm happy with the tension of those. So now I can more securely weave these ends, and I'm going to use duplicate stitch I'm gonna skim and split the yarn here and just do a stitch or two, like so. So that's right there, not very visible, so that's good. That should be secure enough. Cut this tail. And then I think I'll use the latch hook to also split. And go under there. Hopefully you can see what's happening. That should be okay for that one. And then over here, so I think I just did one little boo-boo here in my repair when I can see from looking on the wrong side that I grabbed that loop the wrong way. So there's this little bit blip, but I'm gonna leave it because it's hidden there in the purl column. It's just right here. This loop got picked up the wrong way. But you can't really tell because it's there in that side of the purl column. So I'll leave it. And I shall pull that tail through. And now weave this tail. A couple of stitches. Like so. I think that's secure enough. Let me look at the right side again. Looks pretty good. It's right there. Not bad. Not perfect, but not bad. So I'm going to leave those tails long those little curly ones, just in case they need to be secured a little bit more, but I think these new ones are fine. So as I wear it, I'll see if those, if the repair tends to get loose, and if so, I'll weave those tails a little bit more. But yeah, so right there is the repair. So not for the faint of heart, I know, but if you take your time and take your time and be careful, then you can definitely repair your knitwear after the fact. So there we go. Now I can wear my cardigan and not glance down on at the front and notice that mistake, which I know no one would notice but me, but it bothered me. So, so there we go. What do you think of this repair? I know it's probably quite a long video, but what do you think of it? Let me know in the comments below. I hope this was helpful, or at least somewhat enjoyable to watch. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, happy knitting!